Hey class, I wanted to make a video for you for IXL U8 graphing two variable equations. I know there's been some confusion, and I think once I walk you through it, I think you'll find out that it's actually pretty easy. So I copied some problems into Notability that I thought you would like to see because you're going to come across very similar ones. So the first one is pretty easy, but I know there's been some confusion on how do you even do this because there wasn't an example like this when we took the notes or you watched our video. So what you need to do is you actually need to make your own function table. So I'm going to put my input variable. I'm going to write my function rule, which is right there, y equals 2x, and my output variable. Now, don't make this more complicated than what it is. Pick two really easy numbers to use as your input. I know in the video that I made you with your notes, you had to pick 5, but IXL only needs 2, and it will connect your dots for you. So I recommend always using 0 and 1. So if I substitute my numbers in, I've got 2 times 0 is 0, and 2 times 1 is 2. So now I can take those inputs and outputs and I can make ordered pairs with x and y. So my first one would be 0, 0, and my second one would be 1, 2. Now when I go and graph it, on IXL it's going to put a perfect dot in there for you. Okay, so there's my first one. And then as soon as I hit a dot right there, it's going to automatically connect and draw my line for me. And you can submit. All right, let's try our next one. So I've got my input, which is x. My rule is 3x plus 1. And my output is y. Again, use 0 and 1. Substitute it in. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So my ordered pairs are going to be 0, 1, and 1, 4. So I'm going to put those on my IXL. And it's going to connect my dots for me. Okay. Now, one of the problems that you might end up having is when you have a fraction. So IXL, like if I'm doing it on my iPad, I can put a point and a half, and I can connect them. But IXL doesn't allow you to do that. You need whole numbers. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to still make my function table with 1/3 x plus 2, and here's my output. Okay. So I'm going to still use 0. Because you'll see when I use 0, 1/3 times 0 is 0, and then I add 2, so I still get a whole number. But if I do 1, I'm going to end up with 1/3 times 1 plus 2, and that's 2 1/3, and IXL doesn't allow you to input that as an answer. So we need a whole number. Here's how you do it, super easy. Look at the denominator. That's the number I'm going to pick. So I want my input to be 3, because the denominator was 3. So I have 1/3 times 3 plus 2. Well, 1/3 times 3 is 3/3. That's the same as 1. You'll notice that the 1 is my numerator. So what ends up happening is the denominator and that 3, they're just going to cancel each other out. So I've got 1 plus 2, which is 3. Okay? So I can go ahead and I pick my points, 0, 2, 3, 3. And IXL will connect the dots for me. All right, let's try another one. This one is a fraction and a negative. So I'm going to draw my function table, negative 1/3 x plus 4, and y. Now it just so happens that this one is 3 again. So I'll pick 0 first. 1/3 times 0 is just 0, and I add that to 4, and I've got 4. Now again, my denominator is 3. So the number I want to use is 3. So remember, you pick whatever number the denominator. If it's 5, pick 5. If it's 4, pick 4. This time it's 3 again. So I've got 1/3 times 3 plus 4. Okay, those 3's cancel each other out, and I have negative 1 left over on top. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3. So I've got 0, 4, and 3, 3. Okay. All right, now the last one I want to show you is, I know these ones have been kind of tricky. If you just have a y equals 5, that means that y equals 5. So right here, y equals 5. Right here, y equals 5. Right here, y equals 5. Y equals 5 way over here. So if you do that, you're going to just with a straight line. Now the one other thing I want you to be aware of is sometimes the numbers get really, really big and they don't fit on your graph. So you're going to have to manipulate once in a while your input variables. So 0 might not work because it might have like 0 plus 32, and you can't put 32 on your graph. So you're going to have to use your critical thinking and your problem solving skills to pick inputs that are maybe more than 0 to help you fit them on the graph. So hopefully this tutorial helps. If you need any questions, please Schoology message me and we can set up a meeting, or I can just message you back. Thanks guys. Peace.